Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks and Gainy Titan. We're here on Dukla Pass, and I'm in the E25. The E25 in the right hands can be a pure murder machine. It's very stealthy, very fast, it's got a very fast firing gun, doesn't do a lot of damage, and the penetration isn't great. It does have premium matchmaking, however. I can do pretty well in it in the right kind of battlefield. Like Dukla Pass, assuming the team's spread out and give me a reasonable chance to see stuff, so that they detect and spot tanks, and I can maintain distance to maintain hidden. If you're spotted on this thing, you're better off moving and getting back into cover, because you don't really have the armour to bounce shots. It's one of those tanks like the Hellcat, the T67, that a lot of ordinary players get themselves into trouble with, because the speed is so great that they tend to rush forward, and then they see a bush and they go, I can go further forward, and I can go further forward, and I'll go, if I make it to that bush, I'll be in cover. And then they get caught and they're too far ahead of their team and they're isolated and they just get overrun. Unlike the Hellcat of the T67 though, it doesn't really self-spot. The view range isn't almighty, which is one of the reasons I have binoculars on it. The other was, of course, that up until recently I didn't have very skilled German crews, so I tended to have basic crews with little or no skills, and I've been training them up. I might change the equipment loadout now that I'm starting to actually turn some German crews into reasonably skilled crews. I've taken up this spot because it gives me, I'm back far enough from the front line that I should be able to spot stuff coming at me. I have a couple of directions where I have reasonably long fields of fire, and I have a rock that I can put between me and an incoming fire if when I get detected, in the off chance that somebody spots me, or even just fires in the direction just looking at the tracers from the guns. There aren't too many stealth locations really for around here. Those bushes in front of me are a bit too close, and enemy light tanks can make it to the edge of the other side of the pass and spot you from inside those, particularly when you fire. So I find it's better to be a bit further back, let other people do the spotting, and I will then shoot whatever they spot. So we have an Easy 8 over there behind the rocks. There's a KV-85 being spotted on the ridgeline near the windmills. And for some reason he's decided to go forward when he's being shot at rather than back. Now there is some merit going forward, but the trouble is the cover is too far away from him. And he's taking damage, but he's in front of me because I've got a very fast firing gun. And we're going to give him a right pounding before he's actually got into cover. That one missed, but then he backs up and gives me another shot. And now we've damaged his engine, and he's down to a one shot for anybody, and somebody does the one shot. There's a Chaffee making a run for it as well. Again, no need for him to do it. He should actually be capable of spotting most of the tanks that need spotting from more or less where he was. And that run is unnecessary in my opinion, but he's decided to do it. And we've managed to knock off half his health, and I think he's going to continue forward until he expires, yes? That seems to be the standard operating procedure of many light tankers these days. Tank has appeared on the southern ridge as well, and has just whipped a shot past my position at somebody else. Black Prince, okay, we should be able to... Now, we could have difficulty penetrating the Black Prince. This is where the penetration on this tank becomes a problem. But we've managed to get a round or two in. He's gotten back into cover, and then he turns around despite the fact he's been shot at from this direction and re-exposes his tank side on, in case like it wasn't that too difficult to hit him front on. And then he's parked there, now he's tracked, and now he's in real trouble because there's incoming artillery zoomed in on him as well as myself, and there's a light tank whizzing around as well. So that's the end of him. There's a tank destroyer who has advanced probably too far that he's comfortable with, decided to make a run for it. Will we get another shot at him? Yes, we will, as he crosses over there through the gap, and no, we don't hit him anymore. Still, he took a lot more damage than he needed to if he just didn't advance up in that area in the first place. Now, the KV-1 has come between me and is spotted by a T-50. It's a bad location for a KV-1. He's kind of bound to be spotted sitting in the open there in the middle of a field. don't know what he thought he was doing. And then he's retreating sideways on from the direction he's being fired on. At the very least, turn your frontal armour in the direction you're being fired on, as soon as you can possibly manage it. In fact, he's a case now where he could have driven forward. He could have driven forward and turned his tank and gone into those rocks there on my my right. At least he would have allowed him to assess the situation before he could have done something else, like repositioned to someplace with more or better cover. Now there's another tank being exposed, but I don't really want to go around the rock because that T-50 might still be there, or he might have friends, and I'm coming around this side so that at least I have the cover on my right. Front of an M6, pretty unlikely still. We might hit a weak spot. That's the one other problem with this tank. It actually doesn't have a lot of ammunition for the rate of fire. You can run this tank out of ammunition. I have done so. The M6 anyway has retreated, and I don't like the look of that situation in the northwest. Heavy and the medium tank and our side are kind of too close together, and they're in a position that's difficult to maneuver out of. There's no cover around them. So if there's any tanks in the high ground to the south of them, they're in real trouble. So I thought I might be able to get a better angle on at least the two tanks that they've spotted by coming over this way. I should be covered to the south of me, and there is the SU-100, and he has stuck a lot of his tank out, so if he reappears I should be able to get a decent shot at him. And he's out again. There he is. So we get one in, we've ammo racked him, and he's got a pretty long load time anyway. He's stayed there for the second round, probably trying to aim in. He's got a long aim time as well. And we finish him off because he's backed away in the wrong direction. I was tempted to go after the M4, after the EZ8, but then I saw the situation behind me and I thought, that did not look good. There's heavy tanks very advanced into our position, and if they have support, and if they clear away that heavy that's trying to stop the T-29, then they could unhinge this whole side of the map, because the artillery is the next thing to stop them, and then there'll be just me and the two tanks to the north of me. So I take out the T-29, that was the EZ8 firing a shot over the top of my roof, and I'm going to go after the KV-2 because he needs to be dealt with, and preferably without me getting a belt from that 152mm gun. We've managed to, the artillery I think damaged him there as well. I've got another shot in, one more should finish him. And once I get it in before he gets the shot off, and he's got a very long aim time as well, I think over 3 seconds. Now I was thinking of going back up north, but I was spotted and targeted, so I decided to make a radical change of direction, because I've been spotted several times now, and I thought artillery might be starting to pay attention. I think he just dropped one there as I was turning. However, our medium tank in the pass down there is in a bit of trouble with a T-20. I don't have a shot at him from here, so I need to go in and closer in and support, and I've decided to do so. And he's looking for help, so I indicate that I'm on my way, and I'm going to go straight up the escarpment here and try and take the T-20 from an unexpected direction. Hopefully the medium is going to be keeping him occupied and he's going to be pointing that way, but it doesn't work out exactly the way I wanted to do. However, I don't want to be rammed by T-20, he's a lot heavier than I am. So I want to keep close to him to maximise my chances of him bouncing off the roof of the tank, but I also don't want to be so close that I can't shoot into the lower part of his frontal armour. And we managed to finish him off. That was reasonably intense there, and we exchanged messages, and now it's time to go after the artillery. I don't think he needs any more help really, to be honest with you. The artillery is probably still somewhere down around the spawn point. I think if he was anywhere else we'd probably have spotted him. At least if he was anywhere else to the south of me. And I don't think he was in the pass coming up on the 9 line, because when he fired at me, it didn't come from that direction. So there he is. Now I've been sitting still for a bit too long. And there's the shot, and he's missed, but before I get the chance to put in another one, he's been taken out by another player. So, 31 damaging ribbons, managed 3 kills as well. 43,000, when we burnt through all our premium ammunition. We did almost 4,000 damage, which was a high caliber. Got a first class mastery and a Confederate. Yeah, we probably shot a lot of tanks. We came number 1 by experience. Ooh, did over double the damage. We damaged 9 out of the 15 enemy tanks, so that's almost 2/3 of the enemy team. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please consider giving it a like. If you have not already done so, please consider giving the channel a subscription. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.